The night he almost gave up, the city didn't even notice him. Rain poured over broken streets, washing away footsteps like they never mattered. Armin stood under a flickering streetlight, clutching a crumpled piece of paper, the last rejection letter. His hands trembled, not from the cold, but from the weight of a question that had been haunting him for years. What if I'm not meant for anything? That thought could have ended everything. But it didn't. Armin wasn't always like this. Once, he was a boy with loud dreams and a quiet voice. He came from a small neighborhood where hope was a luxury, not a habit. His father worked endless hours. His mother stitched clothes late into the night, and Armin, he dreamed. He dreamed of building something bigger than his circumstances, something that would make his parents proud, something that would prove his life meant more than survival. But dreams are easy when you're young. Reality arrives quietly, and it doesn't ask permission. After school, Armin tried everything. He applied for jobs, learned skills from free videos, worked odd tasks, anything to move forward. But rejection became his shadow. Every no chipped away at him. Friends moved ahead. Some found stable work. Others gave up and accepted whatever came their way. Armin refused, at least in the beginning. Slowly, doubt grew louder than hope. There were days he questioned everything. Days he stared at the ceiling, feeling stuck, useless, invisible. Nights where he replayed his failures again and again, wondering where he went wrong. He began to avoid people because their success reminded him of his struggle. Even his own reflection started to feel like a stranger. The hardest part wasn't failure. It was feeling like no one saw the fight inside him. One evening, after yet another rejection, Armin sat outside his home, exhausted. His mother came and sat beside him quietly. She didn't ask questions. She didn't give advice. She just placed her hand on his shoulder and said softly, "If it was easy, everyone would do it." That sentence stayed with him. But even then, he wasn't sure if he had anything left. Days later came that night. The rain, the empty street, the final rejection. That was the moment everything felt over. He looked up at the sky, water mixing with tears, and whispered, "I tried. I really tried." And for a second, he almost believed quitting would be easier. But something inside him refused to die. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet voice that said, "Try one more time." That one more time became his turning point. Armin didn't suddenly become successful overnight. There was no miracle, no shortcut. What changed was his mindset. Instead of chasing big results, he focused on small steps. One skill at a time. One improvement at a time. One day at a time. He stopped comparing his journey with others. He started learning from his failures instead of fearing them. Every rejection became feedback. Every mistake became a lesson. There were still hard days. Days where progress felt invisible. Days where quitting whispered again. But now, Armin had something stronger than doubt: consistency. Months passed. Then one day, something unexpected happened. He got a chance. A small one. Not the dream opportunity he once imagined, but enough to prove he could do it. And he gave everything he had. No shortcuts, no excuses, just effort. That one chance led to another. Slowly, the same world that once ignored him began to notice. The same doors that were once closed started to open, one by one. And Armin realized something powerful. Success wasn't about one big moment. It was about not giving up in the small ones. Years later, Armin stood on a stage, not as someone who had everything figured out, but as someone who had refused to quit when nothing made sense. He looked at the crowd and remembered that rainy night. He smiled, because the truth was simple. He didn't win because he was the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. He won because he stayed when leaving was easier, because he kept walking when the road disappeared, because he chose to believe even when there was no proof. And maybe that's what this story is really about. Not success, but the struggle that shapes it. Because the moment you feel like giving up might be the exact moment your story is about to change.